When the floodwaters started pouring in, Ginger and her little brother were home alone. Their father came to their rescue. He fought his way through the water and helped them onto the roof. They made it just in time. In less than 5 minutes, the entire house was flooded.
This was my room. It was worst affected because the water came in like this. I found tree stumps and fish on the floor. If my father hadn't come, we'd be dead now. I'll never forget how we sat on the roof that night, and all we could do was watch our things get washed away.
In the village of Biot, not far from the Mediterranean, residents are still in shock. Normally, the Brague is a calm river, but earlier this month it was transformed into a raging torrent that swept away everything and everyone in its path. The Horns spent hours on their roof before being rescued by helicopter. In a nearby senior citizens' home, several residents drowned after the water made its way through the ventilation shafts. The storms that hit the Côte d'Azur in early October were unusually violent. People in Biot had never seen anything like it. But they also wonder whether much of the devastation is due to increased development in recent years.
This is the sea, and the red parts used to be agricultural areas. Now it's built up, and water from the mountains can't flow away.
In recent years, wealthy developers have paved over much of the waterfront, all the way from Nice to Toulon. They've built hotel complexes, holiday homes, and senior citizens' homes. The Côte d'Azur is one of the most popular and the priciest coastlines in Europe. Many municipalities filled their coffers by selling land for huge sums, but little was invested in flood prevention. Now local officials are being accused of negligence, but many place the blame elsewhere.
Climate change is more to blame than all the ground that's been paved over. We need to work with the state and adapt our construction plans. And above all, we need to ensure that lives aren't put at risk.
At this Glassworks, which was also built on floodplains in the 1960s, they're too busy to apportion blame. They've got their hands full trying to get the business up and running again. The storms destroyed the ovens and the electrical wiring. If they can't fill their orders on time, that will likely spell the end for their business.
It's like in war, you deal with the emergency. I can't think about who's responsible. I have 25 people counting on me with families to feed. I've lost my firm, but they've lost their workplace.
Fortunately, the Glassworks have already received the first insurance payment of 200,000 euros. But the Horns have yet to see any insurance payment. First, they have to list their losses. But for many in Biot, the material damages are secondary. They worry that they're no longer safe here. Ordinary citizens and environmental groups are angry that they have no lobby to stand up to the powerful developers.
They should just tear everything down on the Côte d'Azur and start over. Rebuild things the way they used to be, more spread out, with less concrete and asphalt. But money has too much power, and we have too little. It's not like the mafia, but almost.
The Horns are now living in a borrowed RV. They've lost all their possessions.
Even if the insurance rebuilds the house, there are memories and souvenirs that can't be replaced. That's what hurts the most.
The floodwaters are gone, but in Biot, they'll be cleaning up for a while to come. Jamesy, the Horns' young son, says he wants to leave for good.